Hello and welcome to Bluebird Lane Creations. My name's Tiffany and it's time to get creative. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. This is Wednesday, and on Wednesday we work on junk journals. We're starting a new one today, and I want to thank everyone for returning, and thank you guys for subscribing and liking and commenting on my videos. It has been a huge motivator for me to keep going, getting to know you guys and having your encouragement to let me know that I'm doing something right. That really means a lot to me. I'm getting emotional. I don't know why, but mostly because I have genuine gratitude, and I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I think maybe because I had the closure of the old journal, I'm starting the new one. I'm having a minute. I want to thank a couple of the new subscribers that we've had. And I apologize if I butchered the last name. Ann Ludke, Sherry Spiller, and Butterfly Mom. Butterfly Mom, your name reminds me of my stepmom, who was the butterfly clown. She traveled with the real Patch Adams that the movie was based off of, and she did some really cool stuff, some really great work, and she's kind of my butterfly mom. So anyway, just thought I'd share a little story there. So you guys are gonna laugh at me because I took on another part-time job. I have my main job. I went part-time probably about a year ago. I was having a problem with my leg and sitting. Instead of going back full-time to my job, something fell in my lap, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to work from home, and I get to work in my craft room, and in my spare time I can work on my craft stuff. So anyway, it worked out perfect. But because I'm no longer just going to be working out of my home, I have to put on real clothes and meet with real people for my training period at least. I'm getting my hair and nails done for the first time since COVID hit. So I went to get my nails done. These will probably be covered in glue in no time. But what I find is really funny, without any thought, it 100% matches the kit. I must have really had the kit on my mind and not even realized it, because I didn't plan this at all. I actually went in there to get like a really nude color. And I was like, oh, it's springtime coming. Let's kind of do more of a pink. And I had to put a little glitter in because I'm a glitzy person, and anything with sparkles and glitter is right up my alley, but I wanted it to be toned down. I didn't want it to be distracting when I'm doing stuff. So I just, anyway, I figured someone would notice or say something about my nails being done, because it's not something I have had, but I was having some dry skin issues and my nails were cracking, and so I just decided it needed to get done. I want to take a minute for anyone new joining in on this new journal. I do have a giveaway going on. I'm going to link it in the description below. It is my Journey to 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I started it when I was just over 800, and I believe we're at 900. I think I lost a subscriber. It was sad. It was the first time I actually noticed a drop, because I had hit 900 and then I looked again later in the day and I was at 899. But I know that it happens, and the more subscribers you get, the more often things, the ups and downs will happen. But so we're about halfway there. I think it's been going on for about a week, so we are probably right on track for where I thought we'd be. I figured it'd go on for about 2.5, 3 weeks, somewhere in there. And there's some really cool stuff going on in that giveaway. With that being said, I want to introduce this new kit. The kit is available on Etsy. I wasn't given any special deal by this person to use this kit. I just genuinely fell in love with it, and I will probably always only work with things that I feel touch my heart, or that I feel that I want to spend time with. Because if someone just offers me some free digitals to work with, because I'm not going to do it just because it's free or because someone wants it out there. I might, for a friend, I might work on a little project, but never like a journal where I have to feel what I'm doing. I know you guys know what I mean. So I'm just I did a flip through of this already on one of my other videos, and I don't want a full repeat, but I'm going to go through this really fast. And then I'm going to pause the video while I cut out the fussy cuts. I'll show you here in a minute. Now I printed on the printer, I printed this size, shrink to fit the page. So you're going to see the white borders at the top, which is fine because the journal cover that I picked is smaller than the last one that I did. So we're actually going to be even shorter than that. But on the back side, I did to fill the whole page so that when I do cut off whatever amount, that I have a strip of color that I can use moving forward for other parts of the design. So you'll see on each of these, the front side and then my backing. So each of these pages is backed with something like this. So, okay, I'm just going to flip through here and you guys are going to see these are kind of a peachy pink, grays, a little bit of like that vintage photo brown. There's lots of bees and butterflies, dragonflies, feathers, flowers, everything I love. And so here's the dragonfly. I just love the dragonfly and the little bee. I love this scripty look on some of these. Just really pretty. Very soft. There's a lot of stuff in the background that I'm almost certain is not going to fully transfer through on the video. It's something that you'll have to see if you decide to do. I was surprised people telling me that they're already buying the kit to follow along. Like I realized people do that and I did that, but I just didn't. I don't know. It was kind of shocking. I was like, oh, all the pressure. So this is a repeat of the front one, but I put it on the back. So some of these you'll see repeat because I wanted to make sure to fill the fronts and backs of all of my pages. So let's see. Beautiful images. Very, very creative and soft, beautiful work that was done here. All right, we're getting to the fussy cuts. So these are our journal pages and things that we will make, pockets or whatever out of. Here are the fussy cuts. These, I did print this, I'm trying to think. I think this is probably about 80-pound paper. That's typically what I do because tags and such, I like them to be a little thicker. Even my journal pages, this is on 80-pound. I didn't have to go that much. I could have done like 65-pound would have been okay for me. And I'm sure even thinner, but I like them to be substantial so that I can really glue stuff down on it if I want to. I found in my last journal there was a number of pages that were just a little too thin. And when you would put something on it, the page would kind of buckle under the weight. So I don't want that to happen this time. And we'll talk about that when we get to the paper selections. So here are some bookmarks. These are just small journal cards. And I like how this one brings out even some oranges in here. So it really pulls that peachy orange. This is definitely an orange. Just really beautiful. And I printed backings on these. This one had a tag that's going to have a seam at the top. And just all different sizes and cool shapes. I mean, she did a really great job on the shapes. Oh, her name is Janie B. Journals, and I'll link her shop and I'll link this kit. A couple little like labels. This could be a label, a journal card, a slide-in picture. Lots of different tickets and corner pockets, and then I backed those as well. I love this little envelope here. And what I thought was really cool, and I pointed this out in my last video, is her attention to detail on these things. She's got the cut-ins here, but normally people would just leave this. I've seen where, most of them have this. She cut this, so what end is the top and what end is your bottom. So that's kind of neat. Real attention to detail. I like the circular image that she put in here too. Here's some larger journal cards and then some small images that you can use for just about anything. These postcards I'm in love with. Really beautiful. And because they were so ornate, I backed this with just one of the really soft images. And there are some really faint lines in some of this. I don't know, how much of the card will pick up, but these strips will use these pieces in making things for this journal. And then one page of some really large tags. And I don't know with the journal size, these are going to be really close, but we'll probably fit them in somewhere. So that is the kit. So I'm going to take a short pause here. And what I wanted to do, I would like to just go ahead and get my fussy cuts cut out. I'm going to choose which color ink, and I'll share it with you, that I might ink these edges with. And then we'll meet back here, and I want to go over paper selection. We'll look at the cover we're going to use and talk about some paper sizes. So I'll be back in just 1 minute. And I'm back. So it took me a while actually. I've cut all of the pieces out and inked the edges. You're going to laugh at me because I had these postcards and I was thinking, oh, I have a postcard stamp that would be perfect for these. So I stamped the back with my postcard stamp, and then I realized that they're already stamped with, I saw it, but I didn't realize that I was essentially doing the same thing. So it's a place postage. But I decided I wasn't going to throw it away and reprint it, because if it's a journal card or something, you're really just writing on both sides anyway. So little mess ups, just roll with it, don't waste it. We could glue it down as a pocket. It doesn't have to be loose, so we'll figure it out. I didn't want to be wasteful. I inked all of the tags and everything, so it's all ready to go, both sides. We have this beautiful, isn't this gorgeous? It's going to fold, so it has this rose in here, and it's going to fold up like this. And I'm so excited because it's just, I'm going to put maybe like a little wax seal so that this kind of tucks in and out of the wax seal so it doesn't have to actually come off. We'll see. I haven't really used my wax seals, so it would be good to break them out and try them out. So got this cut out. The only thing I have introduced here is I pulled 3 of my CD cases, these little paper CD cases. And, if you have any like old computer software or something, you might have some of these in your house and not even realize it. I got these, a stack of them at an estate sale for like, well, I think I got a box of them for free. I didn't even pay anything for them, but you can find them for a couple dollars or less. And then we have a pile of scraps, and I'm just going to throw them in an envelope so I don't lose them. So this is what we have after cutting some of the pieces apart. Now I'm going to walk you through my paper choices for this. Let me just tuck these scraps in here. And we'll just pile all this up so it doesn't fall off. And put these on. I creased my score lines on these corner pockets so that these will fold back and create the pocket. That way I could go ahead and ink those up too. So we'll just set all of this. Well, actually, these are, I already showed you guys the paper, but we're going to insert, there are 14 pieces of paper that I have printed double-sided, and I'm going to use 12 of them, 3 for each signature, and we'll look at that in a little bit here. But I'm going to set them aside for now so we can go through the other paper that I plan on using in each signatures. I'm going to have 3 signatures, and I like to do about 10 pages, so I'm going to show you what I'm pulling from my stash to work with. First of all, I had this Eaton's crystal sheer, it's like vellum paper. It's super crinkly. I just love the sound of it. it's like it's just a stationery, and it's just a beautiful light blush pink. It's so pretty. So I'm going to use one of those in each signature. So we'll use three of those. Let's see. I did pull, so I have two stationaries, and then we get into some other stuff here. I had this other Eaton's. I just get these at estate sales. Like, you know, they're vintage, obviously, and the boxes are kind of cool too. But anyway, these have, what's this? Oh, cool. Little postcard. Time to get more writing paper. Fun. That'll be like a little piece of ephemera I can hang on to. So they probably put that in, you know, where you're getting closer to the back and need to reorder your stationery. Fun. Okay, so I'll put some of that in each signature. That's the only, like, stationery. I am going to pull some kind of natural papers. This one has, like, leaves in it. Really, really pretty. It is very chunky. You know, we probably won't glue much to this, but you can write on it. So that's cool. And this one's really thin, but it's a writing piece of paper. It's got some leaves in there. It's just really sounds lovely. And then this one has some other types of leaves in the paper, and I just thought those went with the kit really well. This one actually has, I think these are like little flower seeds or something. Maybe this is that paper that you can plant and, you know, grow a garden after you're done with it. I'm not sure. But I thought we can use those. Then I pulled some prescription bags. Look, this still has a receipt in it. These are just, you know, when I pick up something from the pharmacy, and, you know, I get these things, like it has my name on it. We'll just, you know, we'll glue something over top of that. But I wanted to kind of, I promised I'd pull in more of the quote unquote junk that we use in junk journals. So I may not use these as a bag. I think I'm going to actually cut these open and use them as a page in the journal. So we'll see. I'm not 100% committed either way to that. And I'm hoping to make enough to fit the 2 bags into 3 signatures. So we'll see what we can come up with, how big those end up being. I have this Scoville tracing paper for patterns. It has these different colors, but I found this particular sheet in here. It's like, it's a little shiny. Sorry, we're going to get close to the camera. It's a little shiny and almost waxy on one side, and then more textured, like writing paper on the other. So we're going to use a piece of that. There is some other stuff in here that we're not using, mostly because the colors don't go with what we're doing. But there's some blue, and again, these are just things that I find at yard sales or estate sales and pick up to have in my stash. Or maybe you know, if you have friends, you can always trade with friends. Get a crafty swap partner. This is a big chunk of, this is just like packing paper that was wadded up in something that I ordered. When I get it, I fold it up, and, you know, I don't mind the wrinkles in it. It just gives it a little bit more character. So we're going to cut this down and use a bit of this paper. That counts as junk. This isn't really junk, but my friend Angela see, this is my crafty friend that I swapped with. This is exactly what I'm saying. She sent me this Braille paper, which is really cool. So because it's white and I haven't really got to use it in anything yet, this journal being the pinks and whites, and I mean, it does have kind of that vintage photo color in it, but the white feathers and stuff in there really ask for some white paper. So this piece is white, and then this is just a little more cream, and I'm hoping that this page I can get, I'll just cut this one down the middle and see if I can get 2 out of that, and then we'll cut this one down as needed. I'll show you the book in just a second that we're going to use too. I don't know if I actually showed you the size. And then I just pulled a couple of the coffee dyed papers that I have in my stash. These I ordered off of Etsy. I did not dye these myself, and I would like to try to dye my own next batch. So the book that I'm using, my husband helped. He sat down and cut all of these cut the text block out of the binding. This book was best loved for young readers. Look, it's got scribbles on it, and had a couple different stories in it, and looks like maybe volume 1. So we'll cover this, but this one's much smaller than my last journal, probably by an inch or more. This one it's about 7 5/8, a little over 7.5. And then on the front, we're looking at about 5.5 inches, maybe a little under 5.5 inches. So it'll be smaller, but they can't all be big ones. We want to get through some of these, as gifts and other things. And I thought this would be fun because it's got a really large spine space. It's probably close to 2 inches. Yeah, just at 2 inches. And that'll allow us to put 3 signatures in here with enough room to make it chunky. Get some lace and ruffles and pockets and flip outs. And I'm going to hopefully I'm thinking that I'll do a flip out maybe on each signature in some fashion. I don't know. Just thought I'd pull those in case we wanted to use them. So I'm going to pause there. I don't know. I mean, if you want, I have one more piece of paper. This is jumbo. This isn't even going to fit in the camera, but I have this this is probably like a 17 by 22 graph paper. It's clearly vintage. It was for $1 at an estate sale, and there's so much paper here. I'll be using this for probably a year or more, maybe 2 years. But I thought we could cut this down and then use some graph paper in the signatures as well. So that gives us, I think we're at 10 pages. I'm going to count it as I cut it up, but I'm going to cut a few off screen like this because it's just so big. I just don't want to bump the camera or get it in the way, but I'll come back and we'll measure and tear down some of these more manageable pieces of paper together, maybe even the bags and this braille paper. But this huge paper and the grid paper, I need to do those off screen because they're just going to be big. They're going to be in the way. So I'll be right back and we will start in on kind of cutting some more paper and creating our signatures. All right, I'm back and I'm just in the middle of kind of tearing stuff down. I did the graphing paper, the braille paper, the coffee dyed paper, and this like sewing tracing paper. I'm going to do 3 of these. Put that over there. I'll just set this to the side right now. I have to tear these ones down as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me just set this. And get my lights back over here. Sorry about that. Okay. We'll just start with one at a time. This is thin, kind of like almost like onion skin paper maybe, but it's a stationery, so I'm just going to, let me just see how long this is, because it's not an 8.5 by 11, so we just need, I am going to use my paper trimmer. Bear with me here while I move some stuff around. And we're just going to take, I think this, let's see, what was this? It's about not quite 10.5. So my measurements for my paper, I can be no more than 10 inches wide and 7.25 on the height. So I'm just gonna go in here and take a little bit off. And let's see what we are at widthwise. And that's under 7 1/4. So we just have to take a little off the long way. You can do these both at the same time. And I'm not worried about them matching up exactly to what the other one was. So got that. Where's my other stuff here? These ones are definitely 8.5 by 11. So we'll want to take these ones. Maybe I'll tear these ones. These ones aren't as delicate. Let's see how these tear, and then I'll make a decision. Yeah, so just gonna try to get a torn edge on each side. So I'm just gonna tear a little bit, and then I'll go, and then I'll measure and see. And that's okay, because we're going to be taking, that's all right. And then, let's see. So if I take off from the tear, we'll still be able to tear some from the other direction. It's okay if these aren't perfect. So let's mark our 10-inch mark. I just, I'm generalizing general areas, so I just put a mark and try to get, I just usually go over my mark. Oh, darn it. Okay, well this one is going to be, this one will just be a thinner one. And this has to be 7 1/4 or less. So yeah, we're just gonna get this torn edge. Guess the quicker you are, the better on these. And sometimes I don't even mark. I just, I know my other one's short, so it won't really matter if this one runs short. And this had a little fold in it, so it did something weird there, but that's okay. And we'll take off here. And then give us about 7 1/4. It's pretty close. Let's take a little off of this side, and then we'll be good to go on this one. Oops. All right. Stubborn little paper with these little seeds in it. Hope everybody's doing well. Middle of the week. Not much to go. I typically have Wednesdays off, but I switched my schedule as I'm going to be starting a second part-time job. So I'll have two part-time jobs. And my first job is in law enforcement, and I went part-time about a year ago because I had worked so many overtime hours sitting at my desk that I don't know, I had some sort of like sciatic type pain and needed to go part-time. Well, the position I'm in now, I share with another gal, and we decided to share a full-time position because we both wanted part-time. And now that I'm going to be working this other part-time job, it kind of brings me back to full-time, which will be awesome. So I adjusted my schedule at my first job, and I'm going to be working 5 days a week, so I can just work 4-hour days instead of 4 days a week, 5. Okay, so I don't think we can trim it in this one. I wonder if I just go ahead and fold this over. I'm just going to go ahead and fold this piece so when we trim it. And what does that leave us with? Oh, good. We don't even have to trim it that way. We're just trimming it this way to... I don't want to pull out my big trimmer because it's got a bunch of stuff sitting on it. So I'm just kind of being lazy. But this will trim the 2 pieces, no problem. Or the 2 layers, I should say. It's 1 piece, but I'll kind of do the same here. Just go ahead and fold this over and burnish it, and then we only have to trim one direction. I'm curious how these ones with the leaves in it are going to actually fold. Because there's like a leaf right in the spine. Oh boy. It's like a big stick right here. I'm going to try to pull this one piece of nature out of my paper and see if that allows me to fold it a little bit better. Sorry if you guys can't see, but there was just like a twig. And then we want to go about right there. And you can use scissors for this. It's just faster for me. Well, of course, if you have the tools, use it by all means. This one, gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fold this. But, you know, when you're getting started, use what you have. Don't worry about whether you have what everyone else has. You can find like the giant paper trimmers from when you're in school at estate sales. I see them all the time for $5, $10, $20, depending on, you know, how old it is and whatnot. You don't have to go out and buy an expensive trimmer. I mean, trimmers truly, like, you can get a little Fiskars trimmer for $20. And it's a good trimmer, so that's what I started out with card making. All right, I just eyeballed that one, I didn't even measure. Okay, we have these paper bags left. Okay, let me see what I can do here. I am going to trim off the bottom. This one. I don't know if I can just no, I don't think that's going to work. Okay, I'm going to fold this flap back because I want to get it as close to there as possible so we have as much bag as possible. See here, so we know our height needs to be around 7 1/4. I'm just gonna see if I can tear this down like this, and we want it to be about 5 inches doubled over, because we want it to be about 10, so that'll work. And that gives us a little piece. We'll cover most of this so the red won't show I mean, we could even, I might even collage over that real quick before we actually sew it in the journal. We'll see what we want to do with that. Oh, I had to pull out of the running here the packing paper. I was tearing it and it's entirely too thin. It's just not usable, so it is what it is. This bag, I'm just going to make these taller and skinny. These just partial pages, they won't stick out all the way. And we'll try to go 7 1/4 on the height. So this needs to come down a little bit. So there's that one. And hope you guys like the sound of crinkling paper, because I'm probably getting a whole earful of it right about now. Let me know in the comments if you preferred that I do this off screen, or if you like to see more of the process. I'm just trying to include as much of the process as I can. All right. Sure, that's fine. Okay. Okay, I think we have, I need like one more page. What could I use? What if we just throw in a book page? Because I only had 2 bags. Oh wait, I did get, let's see. So we have 3 kit pages, and then we have, so this will be the 4th page, 5th, this is not in any order right now, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I don't even need this many. Well, we'll see. We'll see how they look. I definitely don't need any more pages, though. I thought I was going to be short one. Must have miscounted all this fun treasure. I wonder if we can do something else out of this. We'll save that part for now. Let's see. So I think I'm gonna stop there, you guys. I think that's quite a bit that we've done. I think we're gonna be close to 40 minutes or so. And then on the next one, we'll put together some of our signatures, and I don't mean, we may not sew them yet because I have some things I want to do. You know, I might want to do some stamping and embossing and things. We're gonna do some things to the pages before we sew them in. But what we'll do is we'll go through here, we'll organize our signatures. We will clip the signatures together and then decide, you know, do we want to do some stenciling? Do we want to do some stamping and embossing? Do we want to sew around some of these pages? We will make some decisions together. Let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see done to the pages before we fold them in half and sew them into a journal. If there's any particular type of art that you think we should do, if you want to do some collaging or if you want to do some gesso and I have some crackle paste and stuff. Let me know what you guys think. I am going to link a video that I'd love if you guys could take the time to watch because I'm going to be using some of it. Nick the Booksmith just put out a really great video on how to, she sews her in differently than I'm going to, but she talks about the cover, and she talks about how to measure things and how to create a binding that will work in this and how to trim this down, and a clever way to use a paper clip to hold your signatures into the book while it's drawing and being glued in. I plan on watching it one more time before I get to those parts, but I will link it in the description. Trying to think. I think we have done all we can do right now. Let me know if you guys have any questions or things you want me to cover before we get to the next step. And I will see you guys in the next Wednesday episode. We'll start working on this one again. All right, you guys, have a great day. I hope if you're watching for the first time that you decide to subscribe, hit the like button, and drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon.